Hey, what's up, y'all? Lady V here. Sorry I've been on a bit of hiatus, I guess you could say. Not gonna give you a bunch of excuses, but hey, I'm here. Been stressed, work, all that kind of life stuff. But I recently went on a trip. Thought I'd tell you about it. um, and since I'm getting a little more comfortable videotaping myself, and thought this would be the quickest way to talk to you about it. So, my cousin and I booked a trip back in October. We were to go to New York and then go on a cruise. More details on the cruise in a little bit. But we planned this in October. We were going away the first week of June, which is a week after my birthday. Yay! Kinda. Not going to tell you how old I am. But yeah, so the thing that sucked is I caught bronchitis right before I was leaving, which made everything difficult. I could not walk about half a block without losing my breath, and we're talking like losing my breath. Okay, those of you who know me, when I get bronchitis, I go through it like hell. Anyway, got to New York Tuesday morning. Went to our hotel to leave our bags because we were there too early. We couldn't check in until later, and that's fine. I highly recommend the hotel that we stayed at. It's called District, spelled Distrikt. I forget the address. I think it's on West 40th Street. Anyway, it's around the corner from the Port Authority and literally a couple blocks away from Times Square. It's awesome as far as location. The layout was great. There's only like 5 suites per floor, and the staff is amazing. I cannot talk about the staff enough. They were really, really great. Everybody knew each other by first name. They were really helpful. So we checked in there, left our bags, and then one of the main things that my cousin Jojo and I wanted to do was go see Jimmy Fallon. Unfortunately, the show tickets are impossible to get, but we scored some tickets to see the monologue rehearsal. So we thought, you know what, better than nothing. We decided to walk to the Rockefeller Center from where we were. Might have been a good 20-minute, half an hour walk for an average person, but as a person of my height and stature, I was about 6 feet tall, and I'm not a small girl. So with bronchitis and humidity, which means sweating and early, dehydration and stuff, it was a challenge for me to get there. But I made it over there. Thank you to Jojo for being so patient with me. And we had a lot of time. We weren't in a rush, so we got there, had lunch. We were supposed to check in at 2 o'clock. Unfortunately, I started developing pretty severe leg cramps, usually a sign of dehydration. Even though I was trying to replenish my fluids, it was so hot for me that I guess I was sweating way too much. And I couldn't replenish my fluids fast enough. Anyways, by the time we checked in for the Fallon rehearsal, the girl Christine there asked if people had problems with stairs to let them know, so I told her about my leg situation. She was really cool. She called Tom over, who was security at 30 Rock, and took us down a private elevator and gave us an alternate meeting place, so I don't have to go through so many stairs, which was great. Unfortunately, the time between check-in and the meeting time, which was about 3, so it was probably about 40 minutes. Even though I tried to replenish my fluids in that time, I was having severe leg cramps. There was nowhere to sit on the main level at 30 Rock, only downstairs in the concourse. So all I did was pace, and while I was pacing closer to the time that we're supposed to meet, my legs locked on me. It got so bad that I almost fell over. I was literally leaning on the side of the wall, My cousin ran into the visitor center to try to get a chair. They wouldn't give her one because everything was on wheels and the marble floors and all that stuff. They didn't want to be liable, so they called security. In comes my hero, I guess to say. His name is Bob. He works for the Tonight Show. He had the lanyard and everything. He was a pretty nice guy. Once he found out what the situation was, he said screw it, got one of the chairs with the wheels, made sure it was stable against a column, and I sat, and he stayed with us until it calmed down and asked me what I wanted to do. And at that point I started to really feel bad, and I wanted to cry because it was pretty evident that I wasn't going to make it to the rehearsal. The cramps were coming and going. They weren't totally subsiding, and I was afraid that it was going to give me problems while in the studio. And I kept apologizing to JoJo because the one thing I hate is being the reason why somebody doesn't get to do what they want to do because of me, because I'm not feeling well or whatever. I try to suck it up and buck up, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But he offered to get our information when he found out that we were still going to be in town tomorrow, or the next day I should say, Wednesday, and said, don't worry about everything. I will talk to Christine upstairs and come back tomorrow. We'll take care of you. Not only did he take care of that, but he ran outside to get a cab for me to take us back to the hotel. I can't thank him enough. Needless to say, just the summary of it, came back the next day. Everything was fine. Christine checked us in, no problem. She remembered us. Everybody was just asking me how I was, how I'm feeling. Is everything okay now? I can't say thank you enough to everybody that we met at 30 Rock. In particular for Christine, that works for the Tonight Show. Tom, that works for the Rockefeller Center. And, of course, Bob, who took care of me when I was not feeling well. If you can't get show taping tickets for the Tonight Show, try getting the monologue rehearsal. It's very short. It's about half an hour or so, but it's so worth it. To sit in the studio, to see Jimmy Fallon, to hear all the jokes that they run through. It's pretty great. Had an awesome time there. And before we knew it was over. And then met up with my girls at their hotel. My friend Kim, who I've been friends with for, I don't know, it might be a year. It might be a year. Met online. More on that later. But she was coming from a small town in Missouri called Carrollton, I think. Kim, don't kill me if I got that wrong. She was in town with her sister-in-law Denise and her sister Dana. We all met for dinner. We had dinner at Dallas BBQ's. So if you ever go to New York and you like chicken wings and barbecue and stuff like that, go to Dallas BBQ's. If you want big drinks, like monster drinks, alcoholic drinks, Dallas BBQ's. Right on 42nd Street, across from Madame Tussauds, above BB King's. All you need to know. I go there every time I go to New York. It's my favorite place to go to. Yeah, so we had a great dinner. And then we did a bus tour. We did the night bus tour, you know, those double-decker buses that you see roaming around. And it was pretty cool. It was a few hours, too. I think we got a good deal. The girls talked the guys down. I think we paid 20-something bucks each or something. And it went all over the place. It went around Brooklyn. It went around Chinatown. We saw pretty much everything. It was pretty great. Highly recommend that. It was a fun time, and it was relaxing. I just had to sit there and stuff, so it made me feel good because we all had a good time. And, yeah, that's about it for now. This is part 1. Because this is New York, and the other section is a huge section. But down below, you'll probably see some pictures of me and the girls, and some of the sites that we saw at in New York. And then I'll go on to the other stuff. I couldn't take any pictures at 30 Rock. They didn't allow pictures, anything. Like, literally, a girl took a picture while we were in the studio, and security ran over to her and requested that she deleted it. So I was gonna try to sneak a picture somewhere, but I didn't want to risk being kicked out. So, but yeah, and more on the cruise after this.